Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a deeply thought-provoking subject that has intrigued theologians, scholars, and believers for centuries. Why did Satan appear before God in the Bible? This question, though seemingly straightforward, opens the door to a wealth of interpretations, each revealing unique insights into the human experience, the nature of faith, and the mysteries of divine justice. So settle in as we explore the context, historical interpretations, and lasting implications of Satan's appearance before God in the book of Job. To start, let's take a closer look at the book of Job, particularly chapter 1, where this powerful scene takes place. Job, a man described as blameless and upright, feared God and turned away from evil. His faithfulness was evident, and God blessed him with family, health, wealth, and social standing. Job was known for his piety and was a model of righteous living. However, in this surprising exchange, Satan appears in God's heavenly court alongside other celestial beings. This alone is intriguing. Why would Satan, typically associated with opposition and rebellion, be allowed to stand before God in heaven? Many readers find this perplexing. In this encounter, God questions Satan about his activities, and Satan responds, "From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it." This statement presents Satan as a figure who roams the earth, observing and potentially testing the inhabitants. What unfolds is a challenge from Satan that sets the story of Job into motion. He suggests that Job's faithfulness may not be genuine, implying that Job only remains loyal because of the blessings he receives. Satan's challenge is straightforward. If Job were to lose everything, he would surely curse God. What makes this dialogue powerful is that God permits Satan to test Job, allowing the accuser to take away Job's wealth, children, and eventually his health, as long as his life is spared. This raises several questions. Why would God allow Satan to inflict suffering on someone so faithful? What purpose does this test serve? And what does it say about God's relationship with humanity? Exploring the etymology and early understanding of Satan is essential to interpreting his role in the scene. The Hebrew term Satan translates to adversary or accuser, indicating a role that is quite different from the popular portrayal of Satan as an embodiment of pure evil. In ancient Hebrew thought, Satan was not necessarily an evil being in rebellion against God, but rather one of God's agents, assigned with a specific duty to test the faith and commitment of individuals. This concept differs from the later Christian interpretation, where Satan becomes a figure of absolute opposition to God. In the context of the book of Job, Satan functions as a type of prosecutor in a courtroom, testing the faith of Job and presenting arguments about the sincerity of his devotion. This perspective suggests that Satan's role is not malicious in intent, but rather fulfills a purpose in the divine order by exposing the depths of human faith. As time passed, the role of Satan transformed within Jewish and later Christian thought. Initially seen as a member of the divine council, Satan's character began to evolve into a more adversarial figure, particularly within Christian theology. In Christian tradition, Satan is depicted as a fallen angel, embodying evil and leading humanity astray. The influence of early Christian writers such as St. Augustine and John Milton's Paradise Lost further shaped this perception, making Satan a central figure of opposition against God. This shift marks a significant development in the perception of evil and its source. While the Hebrew Bible and texts like the book of Job present Satan as part of a divine system of testing and challenging, later Christian interpretations see him as a corrupt, rebellious spirit, actively working against God's will. Returning to the story of Job, the question remains, why would God allow Satan to test Job, and what does this reveal about God's nature? Some scholars believe that this story highlights God's omnipotence and the idea that even Satan operates under divine authority. In this interpretation, Satan's ability to test Job is contingent on God's permission, reinforcing the concept of God's ultimate control over all beings. This view supports the idea that Satan's presence serves a greater purpose within God's plan, challenging and refining the faith of believers through trials. For those who embrace this interpretation, the book of Job is a testament to God's power and wisdom, showing that even suffering has its place within the divine order. Other interpretations focus on the theme of free will, proposing that the testing of Job demonstrates the significance of human choice and faith. By permitting Satan to test Job, God allows Job to freely affirm his faith without the promise of blessings. Job's response to his trials, maintaining faith even in profound suffering, becomes a powerful expression of loyalty and resilience. In this sense, Job's trials reveal the strength of genuine faith, untainted by material gain or comfort. The story suggests that faith is most meaningful when it persists despite adversity, offering a deeper understanding of what it means to trust in God unconditionally. This narrative can also be interpreted through a symbolic lens, with Satan's presence representing the inherent doubts and struggles that people face in their spiritual lives. Satan's challenge to Job symbolizes the internal and external forces that test our convictions and force us to confront our beliefs. Job, through his journey, becomes a symbol of humanity's resilience and the complexities of faith. His character invites readers to consider how they might respond when faced with their own trials. In a broader literary sense, the story of Job and Satan's role in it explores profound themes of suffering, doubt, and the search for meaning. Satan's challenge to Job forces readers to ask, can faith be genuine if it is never tested? This question resonates throughout the narrative, challenging the simplistic view of a world divided strictly between good and evil. The appearance of Satan before God in the book of Job also invites comparisons with similar figures in other religious traditions. In Islam, the figure of Iblis, often identified with Satan, plays a somewhat comparable role. According to Islamic tradition, when God created Adam, he commanded the angels to bow to him as a sign of respect. However, Iblis refused, citing his superiority as a being made of fire, unlike Adam, who was made of clay. This defiance led to his expulsion from heaven and his new role as a tempter, constantly challenging humanity's faith and loyalty to God. Iblis in Islam and Satan in Job's story both serve as figures who test human faith, although in different ways. While Satan's role in the book of Job is to challenge the sincerity of Job's devotion, Iblis's story emphasizes themes of pride and disobedience. Comparing these figures across religious traditions enhances our understanding of how different cultures view the role of spiritual trials and the complex nature of faith. Over the centuries, theologians and scholars have examined this scene from numerous perspectives. While some see Satan's appearance in the divine court as a narrative technique used to introduce the theme of suffering, others argue it is a deliberate theological device that tackles the issue of divine justice and human suffering. This question, why a loving and all-powerful God would permit suffering, has been a central theme in theology and philosophy, often referred to as the problem of evil. The book of Job presents a unique approach to this dilemma, suggesting that suffering is not always a punishment, but can be an essential part of spiritual growth. Job's perseverance through his trials is seen by many as a testament to the human spirit, embodying resilience and an unshakable commitment to faith. Some interpretations suggest that Satan's role in Job's story reflects the human struggle with inner doubts and fears, with Job's endurance symbolizing a victory over these internal adversaries. For modern readers, Job's story offers profound lessons. His journey challenges us to consider the nature of faith and the strength it takes to maintain it in the face of hardship. Job's response to his trials demonstrates that true faith does not depend on external circumstances, but is rooted in an unyielding trust in something greater. By exploring Job's journey, readers are encouraged to find strength in their own experiences of suffering and to see challenges as opportunities for growth. Job's story also invites readers to question the nature of divine justice, showing that human understanding is often limited in the face of the mystery of God's plan. Ultimately, Satan's appearance before God in the book of Job offers a complex exploration of faith, resilience, and divine justice. Whether viewed theologically, symbolically, or literarily, this story invites us to grapple with some of life's most profound questions. Thank you for joining us in exploring this incredible story and for reflecting on its timeless relevance. Remember, the journey of Job reminds us that faith is about holding on, even when the path is shrouded in mystery. It challenges us to consider that our trials may shape us in ways we cannot yet understand, inviting us to find strength in faith and resilience in the face of adversity. We'll keep it in mind. If you enjoyed this exploration and want to uncover more profound biblical stories and their meanings, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share